Good day, Lords and Ladies. Welcome back to Battle Brothers and Knights, Cornish-Knight's Tale. As we join back up with Sir Marcus the Brave and his merry band of men-at-arms. In the last episode, we did a lot of work. We did lose Gustav. He'd been with us for 5 days. He'd been in 5 battles. He'd been cut down by a brigand thug. We now find ourselves in the village of Kargar, with where Sir Marcus has travelled. We've actually expanded the map out a lot since the last time. We've been all over the place looking for work. We hired some more people, a little bit of injury. We did get ourselves a nice little light crossbow and some additional weapons, which are fantastic. You haven't got a shield anymore. Okay, here you go, have a shield. So, first things first, our guys are a little bit injured. Money-wise, we're okay. Food-wise, we're okay. For the time being, anyway. And they have no more work for us. Which is problematic. Not going to lie. So we should probably, to be honest, travel somewhere else. We haven't got a lot of supplies on us, unfortunately. He did do some work up here. We had some spiders. If we come back up here, it's a long trip, but everywhere's a long trip. Oh. I think what we will do is that we will start going back along this road. It will give us... Well, it's basically something Sir Marcus will want, because he wants to go and deal with the overrun settlement. Travelling on the road would be a good thing. Also, we'll get there a lot quicker. Always don't run into brigands or barbarians. Okay. And we're back at Stintrum. Okay. They have work, we can't do anything with it. Once again, I mean, is he going to be any good? He's got no skills. But for 90 gold, he may be useful just as someone we can throw into. He's got a lot of the melee, he's got a lot of range defense. He's not good for a lot, but you can probably find him a role in the warband. Just as, if nothing else, as basically someone to hold down a flank. We will need to find him a shield. We can get it fixed up. And a basic hat. Okay. Our money situation is not great. They did have a chainmail vest, but it's expensive. Okay. Our money situation is great. Okay. You're going to act as basically holding down this flank. And we'll give you a dagger so you can run out and stab stuff. Food-wise, there's nothing particularly cheap going. And we can't do any work here, so we need to basically head in this direction. Yeah, we've got 5 days worth of cash left, but that's not taking into the fact that we need to buy resources. Okay, they've got a level 2 job. I can't do level 2 work. It's really annoying. I was hoping that they'd have some level 1 contracts. But all the work up here is level 2. Yeah, it's another level 2. That's really bad because we're now dangerously on money, low on money. The thing is, Marcus wants to go and do this, but if there's lots of undead zombies, we haven't got the gear for it. But like level 2 at our current pace is suicidal. We're going to have to travel and hope we can get some work early. I take it our food's spoilt. Yeah. So we haven't got a ton of food either. Not enough money. Take it up to here, maybe we can find some work. 2 days worth of food. Yeesh. Okay. It's not great. Along the road, you walk on the road, a throng of ragged-looking men speed past you. They clear off the path and jump down into an embankment to hide behind the walls. The shrubbery still sway, another group of men soon appear. Before the first man has spoken, you already know what's coming. Apparently some labourers agreed in union to abandon the project over obviously simply issues. Right over there. Okay. The overseers nod and draw their clubs, pitchforks, and summon the nets. They scramble off the road and converge on the bus like a bunch of raiders upon a wagon. In a wild, one-sided fight, men are beaten and battered like bruised fists. Even further up the hillside, you hear the unmistakable clanking of wood on skull. You see one man fatally stabbed with a spear. When the battle ends, you hear overseers return a line of prisoners in tow. Okay. You get a bit more money, which helps us. Doesn't help our food situation, though. Okay. Finally, a job we can actually do. Praise the saints. A little bit more food to keep us going. Everything here is expensive. Sell that. Sell the poison glands. And we'll sell the sword. Gives us a bit more working finances. What's the job? Dust covers Gustav, the Burgmeister's table, but there is a spot oddly clean than the rest. He gestures to it. That's where my crystal skull used to sit. If you couldn't tell, it's gone. The thieves took it to be tracked down. They're good thinkers in night. Most begins, but they make mistakes. Panty during the day, footprints, crowns ill spent. You should be able to track them down. What's it worth to you? You'd be paid more. Okay, fine. Let's go. Hopefully we can get it quickly. So, they're going to run into the woods. Yeah, brigands. Many thugs. Okay. Some of them have nice gear, but we're going to basically hold until they get closer. That pitchfork guy needs to go. Reload. Okay, so they're going to gang up on us. Yeah, so they're going to try and do a swing around our side. I want to hit him. Good shot. He's a big threat. And if you've got to present yourself, mate. Spearman's got to move. Right. That's a bad miss. That's really bad. Yeah, that was a solid hit. That's what I was concerned about. Delay until we get the knight, get to turn to chop. Okay. Okay. That man with his axe is what I was worried about. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. We decapitated him. So a bit of light damage. Some actually decent daggers, because these daggers are actually really good. Those restored the crystal doll are now dead, and thankfully you were able to find the item. Okay, so let's run back to town. That should help pay for our bills. We can fix up some of our equipment. Okay. Gustav the Bergmeister takes the crystal skull from you, hugging it close as though he's retrieved a lost child. The eyes get a little teary just looking at his artifact. Thank you, Sellsword. This means a lot to me. I mean, town. You have our gratitude. He pauses as you stare at him, his eyes bound to the corner of the room. Our gratitude, Sellsword. A large wooden chest is opened by the guard. You count the crowns and go. Okay. Level 2 contracts aren't worth it for us. You guys can have the better daggers. If it gets into the extent where someone's coming at us with that... Okay, you did level up, which is fantastic. Okay. Range defense, more stamina. This is the hard one, isn't it? Because that's never going to be great. His morale is terrible. Let's boost health. Being able to hit stuff is just better, in my opinion. You haven't got a ton of money. Supplies and tools are going down. Food-wise, I've got nothing to eat here. Man, that sucks. Okay. Let's go. Hopefully they'll have something to... Barbarians. Let's stick with the caravan. Oh, there's a patrol on the road. Okay. Level 2 job. Some cheap grain will keep us going. Okay, let's sell some stuff because I just need to make some money. Oh man, they've got a decent polearm. That would be really good, but it's going to take so much money, it's not worth it. I came this way because I was hoping for easy contracts, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. There is a road going further north, and Sir Marcus is probably going to go along that road. More barbarians, orcs. Ooh, an orc warrior at this early level. Man, that's bad. There is a settlement up here, though, with a level 1 skull. First, the guildmaster looks out of his window when you find him. There's a goblin in his hand, and there's nothing but silence outside. He turns to you. When you came here, did you realise how quiet it was? You nod and mention that it's useful for mercenaries. Aye, of course. Unfortunately, this ain't that people are afraid of you this time. It's that people have been attacked these past weeks. Beasts of some sort are loose, and we know not what they are. Only who they take. So what are you willing to be prepared, Marcus? 500. Okay, that's a lot. Which probably means it's going to be bad news. Do you have anything particularly outstanding weapon-wise? No, you do not. Okay. You barely have any supplies at all. We'll grab some dried fish, which is going to basically break my bank account to do. But it's just going to have to be how it's going to have to be. So what are we looking at? Okay, dire wolves are bad news. I got to follow them until day comes. Because fighting them at night is dangerous. Come on, morning, dawn. Here we go. Yeah, dire wolves are bad news. Lots of momentum. Okay. You missing is really bad. Okay, so we're going to hold off until Sir Marcus can get in. Because these things hit like trucks. Problem is, you're probably going to try and body us. Yeah, they're going to try and go around. These things are bad news. We need to kill it quickly, because it's probably going to try and push up here and get into base contact with my spearmen. Delay. Like, your morale's already been hit because of this. Yeah, this is the first proper scrap that Sir Marcus has had where the thing has been really terrifying. You missed. Okay, so we're going to have to go down and finish this on foot. I mean, they did break, so we do have a better chance of finishing them off. Okay, we got nothing from that though. Having killed the foul creatures, you begin skinning and scalping them. Gruesome creatures require gruesome evidence. Your employer, Horst, the guildmaster, might not believe your work here otherwise. Okay, let's run back to town. You return to Hurst, the guildmaster, and lay out one of the pelts clear across his desk, its limp claw wrapping against the side of the oak. The man lifts one and lets it fall again. I see you found those beasts we were looking for. You tell him the battle. He seems most pleased. Takes a small wooden chest out from his bookshelf and hands it to you. 530 crowns is agreed upon. Okay. They are rebuilding. I will grab a bit more of this because it is cheap right now. The thing is, I'm really tempted to actually invest in a Warfork. It's going to take a lot of our money, but it is a substantial weapon upgrade for our back rank. I know he's not particularly good right now, but having him being able to actually swing above his weight is really helpful. Okay, so they've all leveled up. Good morale to hold the line. Range defense, bit of weapon defense. He's never going to be fantastic, but it could be worse. Sealed expert. Yeah. I'm going to grab that for him because we want them to be able to hold. You, on the other hand, get that. More fatigue. More range attack. Executioner is always useful. Rotation is good for pole arms. That one's always good for polearm use as well, because obviously getting around quickly is always nice. Especially since their attacks are quite heavy in point cost. Okay. Like, no cancel. Get his range up. More stamina. His morale is terrible, unfortunately. And I'll boost his melee. So what do you want to give him? Crippling strike for range units is good. Bullseye is useful for range units. Especially if we want to start sniping high value targets. Okay, so we're up with him. Straight up buff up, that's a nice buff to have against range attacks. More stamina. Just get him some competence. Fast adaptation. Yeah, okay. So that gives a little bit of cash. They don't have any more work here. So what are we looking at for massively expensive? Okay. Okay, let's go. I mean, you have to make money in this. You have to burn money to make money in this game, in my experience. Okay, there is a settlement here. A level 1 job is nice. Do they have anything particularly outstanding to buy? Nothing noteworthy. I mean, tools-wise, they're asking a lot for tools. Okay. What's the level 2 job? Or level 1? Brave robbers have been plundering the cemetery. Again, I'm not really asking much of you, Sellsword, other to go there and put an end to this foolish business. Go with that. Go to that cemetery and kill every grave robber you see. Got it? It says Heinrich of Rattlestead. Okay, what are you offering? Need to be paid more. Okay. Man, that's really out of the way. Okay. I mean, the downside of this job is that it is not... I want to try and get there before night time. Okay, Nazgûls are clambering over to them. The tombs are falling apart as a group of Nazgûls clamber over them. They appear to have been having something of a feast. A few of them are still gnawing on an arm and a leg. Okay. That's not fun. There's 6 of them. You missing is a really bad thing at this point, mate. Because you're going to charge. Let's buy some time. Because remember, these things get stronger the more you feed upon them. The more they feed. Basically, the more things you kill and the more that you permit them to feed, the worse it becomes. So we need to basically hold off. Okay. Now we can start actually doing some good work. Because they will try and get in on those corpses to feed on them. Hold. You're not hitting today, are you, Sonny Jim? Hold. So we need to basically break them. There we go. Some little bits, some extra money. Let's get back to town. Like, the damage we took tool-wise actually means that we're out of tools. We need to buy more tools. Heinrich of Rattlestead is talking to some of his men. When you return to the room, he parts. Someone asks you of task. You report that it's again safe to bury Rat's loved ones. Heinrich of Rattlestead smiles. Good, good. Your payment. Okay. The other jobs here, there's no way we can do. The plundered caravans means everything here is going to be super expensive. So we're probably not even worth staying. You come across a caldera. Sorry, you come across a caldera the bottom of which you find a few sheep nuzzling of something. As you close, you see that there is an enormous hound there. Its fur matted with blood, its collar shredded, and its paws wiry where the claws have come apart. It regards you with a growl, but can't maintain it for long as you simply put its head down with an exhausted huff. The sheep depart, and beyond them you find a man lying against a rock. His chest has been ripped open. Whoever killed him did it with such force as to spray his innards across the rocks. Following the trail, you do find a monstrous Nazareth whose throat has been ripped out. Let's see if we can get him. Yeah, you reach out a hand and it lifts its head as though you were a threat. Its eyes peer blankly from a long, matted mane, which still drips with blood. The sheep have seen what carnage this beast has already fought, baying nervously as they watch you. But you won't be deterred. You put your hand forth, palms supinated, and wary dog slowly lowers into it. You nod. So there's more fighting your friend. You gain the warrior, the warhound. Okay. So we gain the warhound. Very nice. Probably what I want to do with the warhound then is we'll give it to Sir Marcus. We can't have it. One is an accessory. Okay. Okay. We'll give it to Sir Marcus the Brave. And at the end of combat, we will release the warhound to hunt down stragglers. I mean, to be honest, if Sir Marcus falls, this game over anyway. Okay. We need to head back down south. In fact, the peasants on the road are getting absolutely shredded. It is a worrying sign. Market day. So expensive. I will buy a little bit of food because it lasts longer. I will sell these things to give us a bit of extra money. Equipment wise, nothing really takes my fancy. So let's keep journeying. The fact that the trail goes off this way is worrying. Whole executions, raided, missing people. That means everything's going to be super expensive. Yeah. Okay. We're out of money to repair stuff. What's the job they're wanting us to do? Requires your services. The place has been cursed by the gods and haunted by an earthly beast. They come in the night with glowing red eyes and take the lives at their whim. Most of our cattle is dead, and I fear that once there's no more, we'll be next to torn apart. The other day, we sent our strongest lads out to find and kill the beasts, but they could never be heard from since. Follow the tracks and hunt down and kill these creatures so that you can live in peace again. We are not wealthy, but all can chip in to pay for your service. What is it worth to you? You can be paid more. Okay. We'll accept the contract. This hurts to have to buy such really expensive tools, but if I'm going after something like this, I need to actually have my gear in a good state. Okay, it's dire wolves. Well, it's dire wolves. It's a few dire wolves. The fact that they're getting us in the night sucks because they will be getting an attack penalty. I mean, they will be getting an attack bonus. So we're in a really bad state. We need to actually kill these things quick. Break them. That was what I was worried about. Right. He's not got a grazed neck. So which means he's going to bleed out if we're not careful. In the darkness like this is really bad. Release the hound. Run them down. The fact that he's now got a grazed neck is pretty bad. Got a little bit of fresh meat. We skinned them. You leveling up is fantastic. Slightly better morale. Range defense, because obviously it's with a run into enemies that are going to be nasty. A bit more... no. Being able to hit early on is important. Okay. Being able to get injuries with the pole arms up is important. Right, we need to get back to town. We need to get him patched up. Do we have any bandages? Okay. Fresmund or Skurwast first feeding one of his dogs. When you return, the mutt drops its bone to sniff at what you brought. The man points at the pelt. What kind of foul thing is that? You shrug and toss it onto his table. The dog pokes its nose at one of the claws, growls, and begins to lick it. Fresmund of Swan first smiles briefly, then goes to his bookshelf, picking up a wooden chest and handing it to you. 320 crowns, was it? You should know that you've brought a peace to the people of here. You nod. Does this happiness also come in crowns? Fresmund of Scanfus frowns at your greed. No, it does not. Have your good day, mercenary. I mean... going to sell that. Going to sell that because it's going to rot relatively soon. We can get a bit of a price for it. Okay, we need to get down somewhere that can actually heal us because I'm worried that that guy's infection is going to get worse. Man, barbarians. Okay. I should have used the bandage. Okay. Yeah, I should have held out to get back to here. The prices were much more reasonable. Actually, is some half. The thing is that you have better range in cities of stock, but it tends to be more expensive in general. There is 7 of us. Perhaps we now have enough people to go. The problem is, if we're facing undead, which is what's in that village, in that ruined building, it's not going to be great. Undead are a pain to deal with. You've still got a level 2 missing persons. The thing is, as your reputation goes up with locations in this game, the harder it is to find easier contracts, because they go like, oh, you're competent, you're skilled at your job, here, do this really hard thing for us. And as a result, it can get a bit problematic. Missing people isn't great, because obviously that's going to drive the price up as well. But I want to go Sir Marcus the Brave is no coward, and he wants to basically go some Wanagana and armored Wanagana. Okay. Let's see how we're facing. We can always retreat. It's 7 versus 7, and it's the undead. Let's see what we've got. The basic undead are doable. That one's going to be the biggest threat because he's carrying leather armor. Now we need to basically have a long line. He's got a pitchfork. Okay. So where's the armored undead then? Must be him. Battle forged. Yeah. Okay. We need to basically... That spearman is going to be annoying. Okay, let's start by getting this done. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. They don't stay dead easily. Let's do knockback. That's what I was worried about. Because now we're going to have to cleave him to save him. Let's release the Warhound. Okay, little bit of damage, but we actually managed to get some fairly good equipment out of this, and there's a little bit of tool recovery, which Sir Kerner would be very happy to see. So Sir Marcus would be very happy to see. Give him the arming hat. Because we can sell that for a good amount of money in the city. We have managed to overcome the undead. Ambition have been fulfilled. It sounded like a good idea at the time, but tramping around the wilderness without a map or destination in mind turned out to be quite a strenuous way of finding riches, or even a battle. Your food store band did eventually come upon a your foot-store band did eventually come upon a worthy target, though, and everyone had to agree the adventure was worthwhile after all. Edmund's almost glowing with satisfaction as you surveyed the few remaining embers of the lost man's shelter. They hadn't the merest clue we were coming, like wheat before our scythes, brothers. Burst the Brave raised an eyebrow. Speak for yourself, I'm no farmer. Everyone is content. At Tellendorf, you come across an old woman outside a home of a nobleman. She sizes you up as though she's looking into her own past. Amused, you ask her what she wants. The lady smiles. What is it you think you're doing exactly? Wandering the land as a head knight, killing and slaying and farking the ladies now and again? Politely you inform her that you're in fact not just some tournament hopper, but a bona fide sellsword. She shrugs and throws her hands to a nobleman's house. And what of it? They'll never accept you. You'll be a fighter. You're out here forever. You're only going to go inside when they let you. It's not a world you can prove yourself in. You are what you are born as. This is the word. The word is what I make of it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that isn't surprising. Like, hedge knights, like lonely knights, freelancers were not part of the traditional hierarchy. After, in medieval society, if you were a hedge knight, you were basically a lordless knight. Well, you were basically a masterless knight who had no lands and went from tournament and from contract, where we get the term freelancer from. It's the formation that, such knights and their retainers used to fight in. But it didn't mean that you couldn't actually get stuff done. Let's sell that for a bit of money. That will sell the strange meat. So we've got 1,350 gold to spend. What is it that we really want? Something like an improved polearm would be really nice. Better armor as well is probably a good investment in this point. Moving our guys over to Gambeson and padded leather is probably a good idea, which is something I'm probably going to do right now. Because you've got that. You need to have probably that, which is a step up for you no matter what. We need to work on your stamina, boy. But Burke leveling up is great. Get that uploaded. I mean, melee defense is okay. We can get him better melee stats. Yeah, getting that. So I'm taking. Getting sealed wall for him is useful. This boosts all those stats, makes him a lot more resistant. Because these guys, the purpose of having these two guys is so that Marcus the Brave is never flanked. And so that we can keep our backline intact. Eventually, we're probably going to get a couple of more heavy hitters who will basically take this place, and then they'll get pushed further out. But it is a good start. With the money we have left, we could do a couple of things. Straight up getting a bill hook early on would be fantastic. How are we looking food-wise? We're okay for food for a few more days. Money we're doing fine on. I am going to grab some more tools. It will cost us a bit, but getting this is a reasonable price for tools, because we always have to pay markup. This small group we have right now can handle level 1 contracts without too much issue. But sooner or later we are going to move up. And since we only have 12 people total, it's only going to be ever 6 across and 6 at the back. So we have to be aware of that fact. So what we probably want to do sooner rather than later is basically probably get another range unit. I mean, like, let's think of the formation. What do we want to have? Straight up having like a squire would be good. Straight up like cell swords are very powerful if we can afford them. Hard physical labor could be good. But like having someone like him would be nice. Formal training, have a nice squire. That could be good. In the weapon shop, what our aims are probably to start to try and get the boar spears for our spear use on the front line. Would be very good to get. Like boar spears, fighting spears are probably things we need to think about. Pikes for our back rank are very important as well. Either pikes or pole arms, like a pole axe, would be very good. He doesn't have any here, so probably the best we could do is get something like a pike. Armor section. Predominantly, what we want is we probably want to think about getting heated shields. Slightly less range defense. I mean, to be honest, the range defense is actually the thing I care most about, because a lot of the worst enemies, unless you're going after orcs, tend to be using a lot of very dangerous range weapons. So we need to think about something like that. Is there anything particularly fantastic in? That is a possibility. 50 gold for... I mean, I'd like to be starting to think about outlining my spearmen with slightly better gear, to be honest. And 50 gold and we basically fix it up is not a bad investment, especially since we can recoup our losses by handing over some basic stuff. The helmets are far too expensive, besides maybe getting an arming cap. Down here, war forks we don't need. Something like basically a bill hook would be, bill hook or hooked blade would be really good to have. Yeah. As it stands, you're worth more to me right now. So you can have that, and we'll save that for someone else. Okay. With that done, we need to think where we're going to go next. We haven't got our next ambition popped. It would take a little bit of time. Up here is pretty bleak, so we may want to go down here. Though it's actually fairly straight run, we can just run up this direction. But that's for next time, I think. I've been Cornish-Knight. This has been Marcus the Brave and in a Cornish-Knight's Tale. We managed to complete our first ambition, which is always fantastic to see. Food-wise, we're okay. Money-wise, we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. I mean, we're not fantastic. And who else would we want to pick up? I'd want another ranged unit. I'm probably going to take crossbows. Longbows are nice, especially if you want to outrange people. But I like crossbows because it's a really good way of having really good anti-armor punch. So if we're going up against humans, if we're going up against orcs, you can punch straight through their heavy armor, which is always a really nice thing. But that's for next time. I've been Cornish-Knight, and I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.